Okay, so I've been meaning to make this Shiba video for quite a while. It's been about a week now since I planned on making the video. I don't know what stopped me. I think it's just like I said before, like I said in the last video. So I did a video already, and I didn't show all the entire screen. Like you couldn't see everything that I'm actually showing right now. So, but basically, when it comes to Shiba, I don't really believe in it too much, right? But it does have a pattern, and it does actually show if you look at it where it's going to go. And I kind of feel like it's cheap enough for everybody to just buy it and then sell it later, right? So here's where I'm thinking about Shiba, right? I think it's in a great buy zone. I think it's actually going to get better, and I'll tell you exactly where I planned on buying it at and how I've been telling people to buy it at or in my chat, right? So the link will be below if you want to join the chat, so you can kind of see more opportunities that we're taking. A lot of money being made in our chat. So with that being said, Shiba. I created these trend lines based on Shiba strictly just because you can see it, literally physically see it with your eyes, what Shiba is doing. So it was around this day here, right? It was almost this day, but it was pretty much this day. I created this trend line showing the resistance that Shiba is going down, and here's our support. The crazy part about that is there was a second line of support once this double bottomed for the day. When that second line of support happened, I created it based on this day, and it actually runs right into the 14th, showing that this will be like the cheapest it's going to be is probably tomorrow. But I kept on telling people in my chat when it was going to be cheaper, what was the cheapest it was going to be. Did I know it was going to be 46? Did I know it was going to be 47? Did I know it was going to be 54? No, I thought it was going to be 5 on the dot. So if you look at Shiba's numbers, we got 4 zeros, 5, and then followed by 4 zeros or 3 zeros, 3 zeros. That's where I believe that Shiba was going to be, or 4 zeros if you look over here, right? So 3 zeros, yeah, it is 3 zeros. So it's 8 decimal points altogether. So I believe that Shiba was going to actually be lower, right? So let's talk about it where I put it in the chat. So this day was Friday. Someone had asked me about Shiba, right? So we were all talking about Shiba in the chat, and they were saying they have 63 million Shibas or whatever. And then I wrote here, this is my trend line that I created on Friday. So let's see what Shiba looked like on Friday. Friday was, so this was Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday, right? So Friday was when I drew these trend lines. Where did I put it at? All right, so Friday I drew these trend lines, and as you can see, like I said before, the red was a little bit showing. So I had drew the trend line saying this is how I have Shiba. I then waited until I noticed, like a couple days later, that there was this double bottom here that I said, you know what, this actually looks like somewhat of support. So I wrote it in here saying that Shiba might hit 5 with 3 zeros again, or it might start going back up any day now. Coinbase just started adding for more buyers. That was my thought process behind Shiba. At the time, Shiba was like 6-1. Then I noticed that Shiba had been following my line. So she was following the trend lines. So I was waiting for it to break past. Because remember, it was red showing that it was underneath, but it could still become a green day. So I was just letting people know, look, or it can go up. Shiba's following the trend lines resistance showing that it's going to dip to the 5 before it starts its ascend to 1 to 10, whatever you want to call it, right? So it's going to double. I said, but it should be a good buy before 14th when it passed the line, right? It could be a good buy. Option trader, crypto. I told him it's just a crypto buy because we're doing option trades in here. With that being said, I still believe it's still a good buy, and I still believe it's a possibility it's still going to hit the 5 on the dot. And as you can see here, it not only did it hit the line, but it double bottomed twice. This is such a good trend, and it's starting to pass it. This is perfect time to buy Shiba. That's how I'm looking at this. If there was ever a perfect time to buy Shiba, it's now. I know I was supposed to been do this video, but this is it. If you put in $50, you could turn into 10 grand, not in the next year or two, but if it does ever hit $1, you have the money to play for something else. Even if you turn the 50 into 100 or 500 into 1,000, you can always use that money to trade stocks or use that money for something else. You have the option to do stuff. I wouldn't bet the house on it, but again, my trend lines, if they hold, early January, it's already going to be past 10. So it's going to already double by early January. So we're talking about a month and a half from now. SHIBA will be double the current price if the trend lines hold.